Let's welcome in the 12th seed Columbia Lions. Joining us on the days, Kitty Henderson with a 20-point game, senior Abby Shue, and head coach Megan Griffith. Coach, we'll open it up to you for an opening statement.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to our fan base. I thought we had phenomenal people in the stands today, from our administration to our families to just random people to the Ivy League administration. I'm really grateful that we have so much support. There was so much blue in this gym that really made my heart full battling today for you all. And I don't think we played that well tonight, unfortunately. And I thought Vanderbilt played well. I thought they set the tone early for us. I think Shea did a great job with her team. I told her that before the game, told her that after the game. And again, although it wasn't our best, this is definitely not the last time we'll be in this tournament. I can tell you all that. It takes time to build something, and like I said before, I think we've done it the right way. And I know the selection committee made the right decision by putting us in this tournament. So, I am proud we fought hard at the end there, but I'll let everybody hear from our players now. So thank you very much.
And with that, we'll open it up to questions for the Columbia student athletes. We do have some questions on Zoom, so I'll start with Jen Hatfield. Jen, I'm taking you off mute.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Jen Hatfield with the Next. Abby, Kitty, just for both of you, kind of same question I asked you during the Ivy tournament. Just can you walk me through how you're feeling right now? And what are you proud of looking at what you've done this season as a whole?
Let's start with Abby.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like Coach G said, I don't think we played our complete game, but I think something to be proud of is, the community that we brought with us. And, we made it to the tournament. And there's no doubt in my mind that the team will be back next year. I mean, we'll learn from this, and we'll be back.
Yeah, just echoing that. I think I have a lot of gratitude in me right now, especially playing alongside Abby and Paige and Nick. But, yeah, like Abby said, feeling a little, disappointed in us, as I don't think we gave them our best. But, yeah, we'll be back, like Abby said.
Kitty, for you, you talked yesterday about how important it was for you guys to respond well to mistakes. And I know you had some turnovers, but then you also had some big shots down the stretch. Can you kind of talk about how you felt like you approached that?
Yeah. I think, I had turnovers that I shouldn't have had. Well, that's where I definitely could have improved. But I think that my teammates had my back in those moments a lot. I know that a lot of those turned into baseline out of bounds or other people getting their hands on the balls. So that was really good for my teammates, and I was really proud of them in that moment. But yeah, I think I did a good job of just keeping my head a couple times. But like I said, that can't happen. I'm going to take that one and improve on that.
Go to the front row here.
Brian Lee, Columbia Daily Spectator. Can both of you guys talk about the resiliency that the team had in terms of fighting till the very end, and what role you guys may have had as captains of the team in kind of setting the tone for the other players?
Let's start with Kitty.
Yeah, I think we just had to stay together and go back to the game plan. That was what we kept doing. We kept going away from the game plan, throwing easy turnovers like I was doing. So it was super simple, just staying together and just fighting till the end. We knew that we could get stop, score, stop. And you just have to go one possession at a time, and I think that's what we were doing.
Yeah, basically what Kitty said. You're always going to get a fight from this team. I think we have some of the toughest players in the country, and especially from our young kids, the maturity they have to not only just play hard all the time, but also think the game. So, yeah, I'm very excited to see where they go next year.
Let's go to Zoom, and we'll go to Rob Brown. Rob, you're off mute.
Oh, thanks. Abby, just a question, I guess. You look like you came down hard on that ankle at the end of the third quarter. How are you feeling? And, did that have limits for you for the fourth quarter?
I'm fine. It's part of the game. You tweak your ankles all the time. So, yeah, I'm fine to answer your question.
Thanks. Good. What kind of adjustments? It was a rough ending to the second quarter. What kind of adjustments did you all make at halftime to kind of stem the tide?
Yeah, I think we're letting our post go one-on-one with their post a little bit too much and not playing all together on defense. We're a little bit in our own heads, in our own matchups, instead of playing as a whole unit. And, yeah, like Kitty said, we're just too many easy turnovers on the offensive end that we probably could have limited, and some easy layups we could have finished. Yeah.
And for Kitty, I guess you also faced a lot of really good defense this year. What was unique about what Vanderbilt did tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think that their defense is different to what we've seen before. I think they make you second guess yourself, and then obviously the press. I mean, it's important that we all want the ball and make good decisions, and I think that didn't happen all the time. So, yeah.
That's it for me. Thanks. Great season, and you did the league proud.
So the front row here.
Jillian Prunzi with the Columbia Daily Spectator. Abby, as your time at Columbia sort of comes to an end now, today you were able to get the single-season leading scorer record. You also got your All-American honorable mention. As you kind of like look back on your time at Columbia, like how do you see your sort of legacy with this program?
Yeah, I always say this. I'm sure I'll look back in like a few weeks. Right now, I'm just kind of like, soaking this moment in with my teammates. Looking back at the game and just making sure I'm in this moment with my teammates, enjoying their presence. But I think all my accolades or whatever that you've mentioned is just a reflection of this program, the way Coach G coaches us every single day to make us better players, and the teammates that I'm surrounded with. It's like that's all of our accolades. I kind of see it like that. So, yeah.
Let's go back to Jen on Zoom.
Kitty, for you, I got to fit one more question about you and Flisson this season. I'm just curious what it's been like, sharing this NCAA tournament experience with her and, playing alongside her today on the stage.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm definitely a proud big sister for sure. I love playing with Flish. She's extremely smart. And we're very lucky that we have players like that, all the freshmen, to be honest, coming back next year. I think we have a really bright future, and I'm very grateful that I get to play with my sister every day.
Thank you both for your time all season. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jen.
Additional questions for the Columbia student athletes? Thank you for your time. Safe travels back to New York. Just a reminder, the Columbia locker room is open until 12:15. 12:15 for the Columbia locker room. We'll now open up the floor to questions for Coach Griffith. And we'll go to the second row.
Coach, Phoebe Winters for Hokie Haven. Your players talked a little bit about the resiliency, but your team was able to come back from a 10-point deficit and bring it to a 2-point deficit twice in this game. What does that say about the team's mentality and their grit?
Well, that is definitely something that I can say if you've watched us play before, which I'm not sure if you have or not, maybe, but we don't give up, and I think that's a reflection of my staff. I'm surrounded by 4 incredibly strong coaches, women in our staff, and I think they're great role models for our players, and that's not to shy on the men on our staff at all, but I would just say my staff models the behavior that we want our players to have every day, and I think our players go out there and they've emulated that. That's when culture's in a good place, is when they're breeding that within themselves and modeling it for each other. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that we did that. Unfortunately, we had a really bad second quarter, and that's kind of what did us in there.
We'll go to Rob on Zoom.
Hi, Rob.
I guess for the team, is that the key? Like, big takeaway that in a game like this, in a tournament like this, just a 5-minute stretch is enough to make an insurmountable situation.
No, I don't think it was insurmountable, right? To bring it within 2 and to be in those positions. If it was insurmountable, I don't think we would have brought it back to that closeness. It was just about finishing those plays, making plays. I think in that second quarter, we, I think it was Kitty that said this, or Abby, I can't remember now, but to let Sasha Washington get just really comfortable was hard for us. She had a monster game, 16 points, 15 boards. She had 4 offensive rebounds, I think, in the first quarter. So that was tough. That was a tone setter. And then, we were throwing the ball around the gym early in that game, which also got Vanderbilt to feel really comfortable with their pressure. I think that rattled us. So I don't think it was insurmountable. I kind of talked around a little bit there, but it definitely set a tone for the rest of the game. and then we were able to throw some punches in that second half, and we just couldn't deliver that last one.
Yeah, probably a bad choice of word on my end. I know Abby was saying that that's kind of like a normal tweak of an ankle and it happens, but it seemed like she wasn't able to get the ball off as easily in the fourth quarter. Was that a problem heading into the late part of the game?
No, I mean, I love Abby more than anybody probably in this world other than her mother, but I don't think she played well tonight, and we talked about that. I said to her, I'm like, hey, and it's not a knock to her at all. Like, we all have games, right? I think, did she play fine? Yes, she played fine tonight, but I think she knows it. She was the first person to admit it. She went 2 for 11 from 3. She had some great looks that she usually hits, coming off a long weekend. And I think, I think that she wished she could have taken some of those plays back, but here we are. You got to make your free throws down the stretch, all of us. We went 17 for 23. It's a 4-point game, right? That's tough. That's a tough one to swallow. So, yeah, I mean, I think she was fine after that. Like she said, you roll your ankle every other day. She's a pretty sturdy kid, so I don't think that had anything to do with it.
Yeah, last one for me. I know after Saturday night's game, it was the comment that Kitty, Abby, and you made was you weren't playing Columbia basketball, and that really upset all of you. I mean, I know the results certainly weren't there tonight, but do you at least feel a little bit better about the performance compared to that evening?
Oh, it's a tough question. Very different game. Very, very different game. I think for about 25 minutes maybe, I would say that we played Columbia basketball tonight. That second quarter just sticks out like a sore thumb in my mind right now. So that was a really rough stretch for us, but I do think that they did play with toughness and grit tonight and a resilience that I did not see on Saturday.
Thanks for everything, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, Rob.
Let's go to Jen on Zoom.
Hey, Meg, a couple questions for you. If I can start with the last 3 seconds of the game. So CC hits the jumper to bring you guys within 2, and then you call timeout. Can you walk me through kind of what you were thinking there, why you burned the timeout there?
Yeah, well, I'll take complete ownership of it. I wish I didn't do that now. But in the moment, I wanted to set up pressure and make sure that we were ready because, in that situation, whether obviously she could call a timeout and advance it, but I just wanted to make sure that we were organized as much as possible. And I just felt like at that point it was really critical for our team to get organized on both sides of the ball.
And then, can you just talk about, I asked Kitty kind of about her performance, but, 20 points, I think it was 7 boards, just what you saw from her and from Fliss as well tonight.
Yeah, I think I thought everybody that was watching this game saw how good Fliss Henderson is. When she came to Columbia and we got to see her, this fall for the first time in the flesh with our team, it was no surprise that, she's so smart. She plays so smart. She's tough. Unfortunately, she got into foul trouble today, but if you look at the stat sheet, she was +8 in 23 minutes, and she's a force to be reckoned with. She's smart. She can score. She's tough. She can defend. I mean, she does a lot of the great things for us, and she's going to have a very bright future here at Columbia. And then Kitty is just, tough in a very different way. They're a dynamic duo to have together, but Kitty would just lay everything out for her, our team, and she plays so dang hard all the time. And she's just so fun to coach, and I think as Kitty's going to learn a lot from this. I think she's going to take the space that Abby left for us in this program. And become the player that we needed to be and the leader we needed to be next year.
You led me right into my last one, which is, I believe you when you say this is kind of the appetizer, right? And you're going to be back. But at the same time, people can look at this and say, well, you're graduating the best player in program history. So can you talk a little bit more about how you see this kind of sustaining, as you talked about the past couple of days?
Jen, it's almost like we talk every week. I think I knew you were going to ask me that. So this is what I'll say. This is the cycle and this is the mortality of college sports is you graduate, right? You graduate great players and you coach great players. And Abby is a great player in college basketball. I'm so happy that she got to play on this stage. She's going to go have a long pro career wherever she is. I hope she gets drafted high. And she did so much for this program. She left the jersey in a better place. That's all we can ask our players to do. All 3 of those seniors did. Nicole Stevens, Paige Lauder, Abby Shue. But just like last year when we graduated 7 seniors and lost all of our scoring and rebounding, everybody said, Meg, how are you going to do it? And I just said, we're going to do it. So I have a phenomenal staff. we recruit with the best of them, and we make sure that we develop our players. And I can tell you that we're going to develop every single one of those players that's sitting in that locker room right now, and we're going to go out and get some great players as well to play alongside them.
Awesome. Thanks for making time for us every week.
Absolutely. Love to do it.
Coach, in the last press conference, Coach Ralph talked about you go through the SEC to be successful. You went toe-to-toe with an SEC team tonight. Didn't go the way you wanted to. What does that say about the quality of mid-majors, quality of the Ivy League to get to this stage, have this type of opportunity going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really proud of our league, right now. I know Princeton's got a big matchup this weekend, too, and to have both of us in the tournament with a lot of hungry teams in our league. There's only 8 of us, but I can tell you that we've got great coaches. There's a lot of great players in our league. And there's a lot of other mid-major conferences that can say the same thing. And for us to be able to show that tonight, I have great respect for Shea and vice versa. And, I'm not surprised we went toe-to-toe tonight. I told everybody that last weekend when I believed that we should be in the tournament. I was happy that we did that. And we, like I said, we battled, but it wasn't our best. And I know we will bring our best the next time we are in this tournament.
Any additional questions for Coach Griffith? All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Safe travels back to New York.
Thank you so much.
Once again, the Columbia locker room will be open for the next 8 minutes.